In this video, I'll be going over taxi, takeoff, and landing in the Spitfire. So let's go over taxiing first. To taxi, make sure your RPM lever is all the way forward, which is this little black one. Then you let go of the brakes, and you can move the throttle a little bit forward to start moving. If you want to stop your stealth, you just press the brake lever here. If you want to turn, you push the rudder pedals in the direction you want to turn, and you lightly press on the brake pedal. The Spitfire turns really quickly, so make sure you don't press the brake pedal too hard. So now for takeoff. First, we need to close the canopy. You just turn around, and there's a black lever here to click. Make sure you don't click this red ball, or it will eject the canopy. You need to click the black lever instead. Okay, now make sure your flaps are up. Make sure this switch here is pointing up. The Spitfire takes off really easily and really quickly, so you do not need flaps for takeoff. Okay, so now for actually taking off. This is a World War II plane, so it's hard to take off. So if you don't get it the first couple times, just keep practicing and eventually you'll get it. But keep in mind, it is hard to take off. So what you're going to do is make sure your RPM lever is all the way forward, which it should be already. And you're going to move your throttle lever forward, so this boost gauge is between 8 and 12. Then, while you're rolling, you're going to use your rudder pedals to keep you aligned with the runway. Once you get going pretty fast, you can push the stick forward a little bit, and your tail wheel will lift off the ground, and then you can pull it back a little bit to lift the plane off the ground. There's not really any exact speed where you should do all this stuff. You just kind of have to take off a couple times, and you'll just get the feel of how it works. Okay, so let me demonstrate that now. So I'm going to put the throttle between 8 to 12 boost. And now I'm just going to use the rudder pedals to keep me aligned with the runway. I'm going around 80 miles an hour, so I'm going to push the stick a little bit down and then bring it a little bit up. And there I go, I'm off the runway. As you can see, compared to the other World War II planes, the Spitfire is super fast to get off the runway. Then all you have to do is raise your landing gear by clicking the letter G on your keyboard. And then you can bring your throttle and RPM lever back to cruise settings. So you can bring your throttle back to around like 7 and your RPM back to between around a little bit past 2500. And that's how you take off the Spitfire. Okay, now for landing. Same thing with takeoff. World War II planes are hard to land. So if you don't get it the first couple times, don't worry, just keep practicing. So for landing, you're going to bring your RPM lever all the way forward, and then you're going to bring your throttle all the way back to slow yourself down. Once your airspeed is like 200 or less, you can click G to lower your landing gear. And once you get pretty close to the runway, you can click this here to lower your flaps. Then all you're going to do is line up with the runway and just slow down and gently touch down on it. Just be careful not to get too slow, especially before you're on your final glide down to the runway, because with World War II planes, if you turn while you're super slow, that could make you stall and crash. Also, if you are noticing that you're going too slow, make sure you bring the throttle up gently and smoothly, because if you suddenly bring the throttle up, it could make a bunch of torque in the engine that could flip your plane like this. You see how the plane got flipped to the left? You don't want to do that, especially at low altitude. So you're going to want to land with all 3 tires on the ground. And you might bounce a little bit, but that's okay, don't worry about it. And then once you're on the ground, you can pull your stick all the way back and hold it, and you can gently tap on the brake pedal or the brake lever to slow down. Just don't pull the brake lever all the way back, because that could make your plane flip forward like this. And that's how you land the Spitfire. Thanks for checking out this video, and I'll see you later.